Dr. Harrison, Dr. Eiffel, Dr. Hellman, Dr. Tepper, family, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. Thank you very much. My stepfather, Larry Beale, was an amazing man. He taught all of us that we had this absolute obligation to each other of unconditional love. So to John and the Beals, that the optimism that I've needed has come from you. Thank you. Next slide, please. But when that optimism fails me, Randy and Alex and Adrian repeatedly draw me out. They laugh at my pomposity, make me whole. How lucky I am to have them to support me and to love me. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Alex. And thank you, Adrian. This moment is very poignant. It's mostly poignant by the absence of two friends. I spoke with Jerry Brickner last week. He and his wife, Suzanne, are in my heart. Steve Leibel was the father of modern ASTRO. Steve taught me and so many others how to gently inspire people to work together. Look at this meeting. Consider where ASTRO was before Steve initiated the changes that we have, and look at the organization now. We're all greatly diminished by his much, much too early demise. I miss him. I cannot believe that he is gone. Boston has always had a special place in my heart. It's where I went to college and medical school, postgraduate education, my first job, where Randy and I first met. This is the town where Randy and her colleagues at City Hall dreamed about what would happen if the South End and the North End could be linked with South Boston and Dorchester, and it's all come to pass. So to come back here is enormously meaningful to us. My research mentor, Dick Wertman, taught me how to be an empiricist. Stay flexible, not worry about hypotheses. He took the pressure off and he made research fun. Dr. Hellman has been an inspiration to me my entire professional life. His life is an example of what Joe Simone calls the grandeur and nobility of our profession, and also the imperative of clinical excellence. Sam rescued me from internal medicine, and he continues to support my career. 35 years ago, quite by chance, I met a newlywed named Diane Botnick while shopping. Her husband was about to start his training in Boston. Little did I know that Les's morality, his laboratory intuition, his clinical skill, and his kindness would be the North Star of my professional and personal life. He really is the most unselfish and moral man that I know, and I'm proud to be his friend. This is a painting called Morning Conference at the Peter Ben Brigham Hospital. Clockwise seated around the table are people who became true leaders in our profession. Starting at the bottom left is Arnold Malcolm's arm, Marty Levine, Bob Goodman, Tony Dricillo, Abe Mark, Jay Harris, who with Steve set the ball in motion for ASTRO as it is now. Les Botnick, he's in the hot seat presenting to Sam. Dr. Hellman, Jim Belli, who I hope and pray will come back and be with us next year. John Chafee, Ralph Weichselbaum, Bill Bloomer, Bob Cassidy, and the artist Leon Graff. Morning Conference at the Joint Center was a heady brew of teaching, and Dr. Hellman taught us about morality and ethics too, and there was no small degree of sadism. Now, Sam drilled into us the absolute need to understand our own treatment processes and outcomes. And I kept that with me. In the early 1990s, a chance comment by Joe Jakanowski that unlike industrial process control, medical people really didn't measure what they were doing with the same precision and do the error analysis in the same way, got me to thinking why the radiation oncology electronic medical record could not be used as a tool for continuous quality improvement. Now this is a CMS 1508 billing form, and lately it's been seized upon by our federal regulators as the mechanism to report quality. Now, my own view is that an administrative data set is just not the right way to do this. And I think our regulators, with their reptilian brains, are beginning to believe this as well. Now, this, on the other hand, is the website of the National Cardiovascular Data Registry. This was started by my MIT roommate, Ralph Brindis, 9 years ago. In the last 9 years, the cardiologists have come up to snuff to the point where they can capture their process and outcomes data electronically from their cath labs and from their offices, and they get the pay-for-performance bonus just by participating in the registry, and they don't have to enter the data manually. Now, radiation oncology could create such a registry, and it could be used to demonstrate the efficacy of the fancy stuff that we see down in the hall, and also things that don't work, and we could jettison them, both new things and old things. But more importantly, we can create those regional and national acuity adjusted benchmarks that Dr. Gawande was just talking about for local comparisons, and I think we'd all do better. There are so many people that I haven't had a chance to thank. Arnold Malcolm and Mary Lou Ozahan helped Leslie and I grow VRA, and to them and to all my other colleagues at VRA, thank you for your forbearance when I've been on an airplane, and thank you for your support. And thanks also to all the ASTRO volunteers with whom I've had the privilege of working. These include just a few of so many: Frank Wilson, Sarah Donaldson, and Jay Harris, as I said, the other architect of the modern ASTRO. And especially the so-called Gang of Four, the people who I was with on the executive committee of ASTRO: Rich Hoppy, Larry Kuhn, Dave Hussey, Dave Larson, and then also to Prabhakar Tripraneni, who's helped all of us. The special joy of volunteerism is that cadre of new friends that you would not otherwise make, and the reassurance from them that doing this is just not an empty ego exercise. And finally, I have to recognize the ASTRO staff. Laura and her staff really set a standard for excellence. These talented, dedicated men and women contribute just as much to the prosecution of cancer care as we do, and they are ASTRO's gold. A poem by William Wordsworth reverberates in my head just now. The world is too much with us late and soon. Getting and spending, we lay waste our powers. Sometimes we're just too caught up in the petty minutia of some reimbursement issue or a turf battle to appreciate the grandeur and nobility of what we do. Every day we have to replete those reservoirs of hope, optimism, and altruism that induced us to become physicians in the first place. And I shield myself with the thoughts of morning conference when getting and spending are just laying siege to my own defenses, and I offer that imagery to you as well. To all of you, to the ASTRO members, I thank you again for your many kindnesses for this most cherished award.